Welcome back to Boost Your Business English, the podcast from the Boost Your Business English podcast company that gives you the skills you need to succeed. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chloe. We are so happy you're here with us today. Thank you for clicking and pressing play.
We are. And today we have something, well, it's a little bit of a secret. A secret that could completely change how you think about learning English.
It really could. But before we share it, Alex, let's start with a little challenge for our listeners. Right now, I want you to think of 5 words you use every single day in your own language. Go on, think of them.
Okay, got them? Now, here's the real question. Do you know how to say all 5 of those words in English?
I'm going to guess the answer is yes, because the words we use most are almost always the simplest ones. And that is the secret we're talking about today. What if I told you that you don't need thousands of words to speak English confidently? What if you only need about 425?
It sounds impossible, right? Every language school tells you to learn more vocabulary, more grammar, more complex sentences. But the truth, backed by research, is that a small number of the right words can do almost all of the work for you in everyday conversation.
Exactly. You don't need more words. You need the right words, used well. Today, we're going to prove that simple is not weak. Simple is powerful.
So this 425-word framework, we've broken it down into 6 simple categories. And Chloe, let's start with the most important one, the engine of every single sentence.
Category 1. Action words or verbs. You only need about 100 of these to express almost any idea. Think about words like get, make, go, come, say, know, think, take, and give.
Or use, want, need, help, work, try. What's the pattern you notice here?
They are almost all one syllable. They're short, and short words move fast. They sound natural and confident. You don't need to say utilize when you can just say use.
Totally. It's about being clear, not complicated. Okay, so after our action words, we need to describe things. That brings us to category 2, describing words or adjectives. You need about 75 of these.
Right. Words to describe people, places, problems, feelings, like good, bad, big, small, new, old.
Or right, wrong, important, easy, difficult. And here's the best part. You automatically double your vocabulary with one simple trick.
Not.
Exactly. Not sure is just as useful as the word uncertain. Not ready is clearer than unprepared. Simple is better.
Okay, so we have actions and descriptions. Now we need to connect them. That's category 3, connector words. This is the glue that holds your sentences together.
This is such a crucial one. We're talking about words like and, but, or, so, because, and also if, when, before, and after.
The insight here is really important. When people get nervous speaking a foreign language, these are often the first words they forget to use. Their speech sounds choppy and broken. I go work. I am tired.
Right, but with one connector word, it becomes fluent. I go to work, but I am tired. Or I am tired because I have to work. Learning to use connectors automatically is maybe the single biggest upgrade you can make to your fluency.
It really is. Okay, what's next, Alex?
Category 4 is all about question words and phrases. You only need about 25 of these to find out anything you need to know. What, where, when, who, why, how.
And also phrases like how much, how many, can you, do you, is there. A question is one of the most powerful tools you have in a conversation.
It really is. It buys you time to think, it shows you're interested, and it keeps the other person talking, which takes the pressure off you.
Absolutely. Now, the next two categories are about making your English sound human. Category 5 is social and polite phrases, about 75 words and phrases here.
The essentials. Please, thank you, sorry, excuse me, but also things like, of course, no problem, I see, and I understand.
And phrases that help manage the conversation, like, let me think, or that's a good idea, or to be honest, these are the words that add warmth to your language. They make you sound like a real person, not a textbook.
That's so true. Which brings us to our final category, number 6, numbers, time, and everyday essentials. This is the practical backbone of communication.
Yes, all the number words, days of the week, months, words like today, tomorrow, yesterday, now, soon, later.
And also words that specify quantity and frequency. Always, never, sometimes, more, less, enough, very, really, just, only. You use these words in almost every single conversation without even thinking about it.
And that's the framework. Action words, describing words, connectors, question words, social phrases, and essentials. That's it. That's your 425 words.
So let's prove it. What can you actually do with these words? Well, you can introduce yourself and talk about your life. You can ask for help and understand the answer.
You can describe a problem and suggest a solution. You can agree, disagree, and share your opinion. You can navigate a workplace, a shop, an airport. You can have a real conversation with a real person. Today.
Let's really put it to the test. Chloe and I are going to do a little role play. A full, normal workplace conversation, but we can only use simple words from this framework. The situation is, I need help with a report and the deadline is soon.
Okay, I'm ready. You can start.
Hi, Chloe. Do you have a minute? I need to ask you something.
Of course, Alex. What is it? Is everything okay?
I think so, but I have a problem with the new report. It is very important, and I need to give it to the boss tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that is soon. I see. What is the problem?
Well, I don't have all the numbers. I need the numbers from the sales team, but they are very busy. I called them before, but they did not answer.
I understand. That is a difficult situation. Let me think. I know someone on that team. I can call them for you now. Is that a good idea?
Yes, that's a very good idea. Thank you, Chloe. You really helped me.
No problem at all. We want to do good work. Let me make the call now.
Okay, scene. How did that sound?
It sounded like a normal conversation. We understood the problem, the deadline, the feelings, and we found a solution, all with simple words. Notice how phrases like, I see, let me think, and is that a good idea did so much heavy lifting.
Exactly. You don't need complex words to solve complex problems. Now, here is the turning point, the big aha moment. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
William Shakespeare, widely considered the greatest writer in the history of the English language. Across his entire life's work, he used about 17,000 unique words. Now, guess what percentage of everyday modern English conversation uses fewer than 1,000 words?
It has to be high.
80%. 80. Let me say this again. The learner who knows 425 words well will always outperform the learner who half knows 4,000 words. Simple, used confidently, beats complex, used nervously. Every single time.
That is such a powerful idea. And if you want all of today's key words and phrases in one place, we have put them all into our free Essential Business English Guide. It has everything you need to build your core vocabulary. It is an amazing resource, and you can find the link to download it for free in the description box below this podcast.
It really is the perfect companion to this episode. And, if you're finding this useful, this is a great time to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more episodes that make your English better and your life easier. Okay, to help you make these tools part of your automatic English, it's time for our Hear It, Repeat It, Use It section. Chloe is going to say 3 phrases built entirely from our framework. I want you to repeat them out loud after her.
Ready? Phrase number 1. Could you help me with something?
This is the perfect way to open any request politely and directly.
Great job! Now we've saved the single most powerful sentence in the entire 425-word framework for last.
This is the one sentence every beginner needs, but most are too embarrassed to use. We're here today to give you permission and confidence to say it without any shame at all.
Can you say that again, more slowly, please?
7 simple words, but they are a superpower because asking for clarity is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of someone who is serious about communication. It shows you care about understanding.
It really does. Okay, so here is your practice exercise for this week. Take any topic, your day, your job, your family, and talk about it for 60 seconds. Record yourself on your phone.
But here's the rule. You can only use simple words. No long words, no complicated grammar. Then listen back and just notice how much you can already say. I promise you will be surprised.
What a fantastic way to end. And that just about wraps it up for today's episode. If you want to keep improving, we have a whole library of other episodes on this channel to help you with everything from presentations to small talk.
And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's free, and it means you'll get our new lessons every week. We'd love to have you as part of our community.
We would. Finally, we have a question for you. We started today talking about the most common words, so we want to know, what is one English word you use every single day?
Tell us in the comment section. Let's build a big list together and see what the most useful words really are. Thank you again for listening to Boost Your Business English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chloe. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you soon.